Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wildermyth, a game of fantasy and adventure where procedurally generated terrors thwart us at every turn. This game came out about a month ago and has already gained a lot of positive recognition, I think justifiably so. I went in to do sort of the tutorial first, and already I'm like, I gotta go back and replay it because the story that is present in it is so good to not include in this series. But as we go through this series, we're going to be having a lot of different heroes that are going to be starting their journeys as either hunters or warriors or mystics. And as we're continuing this series, we're definitely going to be getting some participation from our audience here. So if you have a name and a type of character you'd like to see in the game, definitely comment below and we will basically create them in the game here as best as we can. It's not the most in-depth character creator, but it doesn't need to be because I think that the characters themselves and the way they develop throughout the story is pretty awesome. So if you want to find yourself included in the game or find a character you want to include in the game, put in whenever we recruit new heroes, definitely drop a comment in the drop box below, and I will be sorting through the names and putting the characters in as we go. But as we start, I actually have a couple of characters that were submitted by other viewers that we're going to start off with as we start our brand new story. And like I said, I'm actually going to launch into the Age of Ulstrix here, which is their 3-chapter story, which is to sort of begin off this campaign, just because I think it's such a good launching spot. Eventually we'll get into these procedurally generated 3 and 5 chapters, but I think we're going to play through the 2 story elements first. So let's get into the Age of Ulstrix, faced off against the implacable Gorgon leader Ulstrisk. And we're playing on Tragic Hero. I think eventually I'd like to try Walking Lunch, which is the hardest difficulty, but I think Tragic Hero actually gives a really nice challenge to the difficulty level. I have a bit of history with games like this, so I think Tragic Hero actually is pretty suitable to where I find my difficulty levels in these games. I might shoot myself in the foot. We'll see. Hopefully this is a good difficulty as we're moving forward. Though apparently you can also customize the difficulty because there's 2 different sections of this game. There's the combat, which is with your heroes in combat with the other monsters that they're going to encounter. And then there's this overland campaign strategy element, and you can boost, make the overland campaign easier, the combat easier, or vice versa as you move along. There is a save scum option here, carved in stone, which means you only have 1 save file. I'm not going to click that, though I'm going to basically play this way and not go back if one of our characters dies, because it's permadeath in this game. Once a character dies, they're gone forever. I'm going to play this way, but just in case anything goes weird or the game crashes or something like that, I'm not going to click the carved in stone just yet. I know that there's some forgiving aspects here. I know that there's kind of like an undo button as well in the game. But we're going to try not to use those things as too often, unless there's like I made a really bad misclick or the game, like I said, just kind of screwed up on us. And okay, let's go and get into this. Alright, so we've got a warrior, a hunter, and a mystic. A pretty good setup here, but as I already said, we've got some characters we're going to get into this game here. So let's see. First off, we have Uvalthine. And last name, Uvalthine Dragonspar. Gender male, body type masculine. It doesn't really tell me what kind of voice they have, though so far in the game I haven't actually heard anybody's voices. So it just might be a matter of like the grunts and stuff that they make when they're attacking. He is attracted to women. Let's see. There are romances that spawn up in the game. I'm going to allow the random ones because I don't really want to micromanage their relationships too much. Though we will have some options about how different characters treat each other. Let's go and take a look at the head a bit. Facial hair. Kind of like that for Uvalthine here. We need some long locks for Uvalthine. It's pretty good, actually. Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to go with dreadlocks for Uvalthine. And does he want a beard? I think we need a beard for Uvalthine. I think we'll stick with the manly full beard there. Skin color. Let's go a little bit on the tan side here. That's good. Actually, we can totally change everything about the skin hue. We can make them green. Let's go with that. I think that's a pretty good color choice. Dark hair, even better. And then we can also change primary color. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with what they're wearing. I mean, his sash is red. Ah, there we go. So let's go make the sash blue. And primary color, sort of a... It's not changing anything. Maybe I'm not seeing it right. Oh, it's changing it very slightly. There we go. See, that's pretty good. Size, we're going to make you, let's see, real tall and real wide. You're our big, strong warrior here. All right. And let's see here. We got some good stats, good health, warding. So procedurally generated characters here. We've got warding, which is going to do. It's going to protect him against magic, which is going to be good for him getting in close to the enemies there, especially the magic users. Broad skies always intimidated boyish Uvalthine, so boundless and vacant and vast, yet they instilled wonder in him too, that would one day help him explore. After studying mountain orchids closely over many years, he found a kind of latent power in the geometries of plants. That knowledge served him well. The main reason he fought was to vanquish his past indiscretions. Interesting. So he's curious, literary, and he has shame, which is going to create some of the skills here. I'm not going to mess too much with the procedurally generated skills. I think we're going to kind of leave those be, just because I think that it's kind of fun to have these characters have a life of their own in the game, just on the random roll there. So we've got Uvalthine Dragonspar, he's ready to go. And then we need... Let's re-roll this character. We need a female character. So let's go for body type feminine, voice feminine A, attracted to men. And this is going to be Nox. Noxilda. Noxilda. Let's see here. You're all set. Head and face. Let's see, what kind of face does Nox have? Kind of a, yeah, small rounded face there. Let's see, what does Nox look like? That's pretty good. Oh, no, that's better. A little bit of an eyebrow there. And let's see here. This Nox, let's go ahead and make... Sort of a pixie cut, maybe? Let's go with... Kind of liked the little bun we had going on there. So we could give you facial hair, Nox, but I think I will not do that to you. Skin color. Let's go with... Yeah, that's a pretty good color for you. And kind of a mauve hair, brown hair. That's good. Primary colors. Actually, I think that that's pretty good for your primary and secondary colors. And let's go for somebody a little shorter. You are our you are our sneaky type here after all. Let's see here. Done. So we've got Nox, Uvalthine, Future Hunter, Future Mystic. This hairstyle, I feel like we just have to take this and go with Tonk, who is a non-binary character. We're going to go with a masculine body type, a feminine voice, feminine B, we'll try that, and attracted to anyone. I think that's pretty good. Tonk, actually, a little backstory here. Tonk was a barbarian in another campaign here, but for this one, Tonk will be a mystic. Ooh, does Tonk have a strong jaw? I think Tonk needs a strong jaw. Let's do that. Let's see here. Yeah, angry eyes. So hairstyle, definitely keeping that one. Does Tonk need a little beard? I feel like Tonk needs a little beard. Skin color a little bit more rosy there. Hair color. Do we have like, let's go for kind of a teal. It kind of looks nice. Yeah, a teal, maybe a tad darker. There we go. So more of a light blue. Primary color, let's go ahead and go with rustic red. There we go. And yellow sash. That's pretty good. Alright. Excellent. So we've got our bookish coward, who is our future warrior, Uvalthine. We've got another bookish coward, who is a future hunter, and this is Nox. And of course, our future mystic, which is a greedy hothead. And that is Tonk. Alright. So let's see, advanced starting calamities. We're going to leave it at 0 for now. And we're going to go ahead and launch into this story. I can't wait. I'm so excited to see these characters in action. This book. There's room in it for another story. It's called I'm Stuck Here. I'm not giving up world, you hear me? But no harm in scribbling a few words while I'm bored, I guess. Yeah, fine. So this is the beginning. Here in our yondering country, something in the woods is very strange. Startled only by the rustle of mice among the thorn, a young man named Uvalthine takes the seasonal road to the town of Greenwist. New blankets, new candles. Order a chair made, have the carpenter's kids deliver it. I'll be too cozy to move in my shadowless room. Next winter, I'll make everyone visit me. Breeze is light that day. Birds are timid. In fact, the whole world is taking a breath, ready to leap in the sea. I'm there already, huh? Here's the hard part. Getting Nox out of bed. Probably she never got the courage to clean out that spider haven in her rafters. Wonder if she'll make me do... Is that smoke? Fluttering flames roost among the far-off rooftops. Uvalthine hurries toward town, thinking of Nox, a young woman whom he's known since boyhood. Let's see here. Watch me worry and she's fine, so there's rivalry, friendship, or romance. I think we're gonna go for friendship here. She must have tried to cook breakfast again. Nox, you alright? I'll get you out. Just make a little noise. Alright. So we've got Uvalthine here. He's going to help out Nox. Our task is to put out the fires, so I think we're going to move up here towards the fire first. And we've got these different skills we can do. A solid white one means that we can do it as a single action and still have the chance to do another action. If it's clear, it's a free action, and if it's got a little line around it, it means that it's going to end our turn. So let's go ahead and extinguish this fire. And we can move over here with the rest of our movement. With the rest of our turn, we can extinguish this one. Alright. Let's see if Nox is okay. Knock down the door. Our house is still standing, at least. Nox! You know you can't really hide from a fire. He doesn't know. Why is no one? The door unlocks. Nox shoves it open. Hey, do you not smell the... Shh! Get inside! Hoop! Slam. Your bow. Yeah, these... What are they? They were... things. They were monsters. They... There! Hear it? I have one trapped in the garden. We'll burn it in here. We'll burn in here. Can we? I mean, we could try and fight it. Right, so here I've got some tools around. You're stronger than I am. You can swing something pretty good. I bet we can at least drive it off, or I hope we can. Alright, so let's see here. Uvalthine. You can take a pitchfork, a pickaxe, or a frying pan. I think we're going to go for the pitchfork. Well, I'd like to keep this creature at arm's length. It can be killed, right? If we're steady and methodical, we can manage it. Thing can't be invincible. Just don't take any dumb risks. Alright. So we're fighting a roe. Hooves thrown sloppily around beneath it. It runs staggering, bellowing its agony. Ugh. Okay, so the garden's over here. Let's go and move Nox first. Move her here. Move Uvalthine up. Probably gonna have to take 2 turns to get into place. Actually, we might be able to bottle it up in here? If we extinguish the lamp... Let's go ahead and just do that. Darkness. Alright. So, one thing in the tactics we gotta be aware of here is that we want to always make sure that we can use cover in order to avoid potential damage, and the cover will take damage for us. And then also standing next to each other creates this shield wall here that will actually give us a boosted benefit to... say walling is... They will take reduced damage from attacks. Alright, Ovalthine, let's go and open up this door and get out here. Oh boy. Alright. Nox, let's go ahead and move you here. Let's wall up. And I think we'll start with the shot. There we go. 3 damage is pretty good. Alright, this thing is going to run straight at us. Oh god. It's inside. Alright. Let's see. Can you shoot from there? It looks like you can. So, but you've got to... Because it's behind 3/4 cover, we're going to have a bit of a tougher time with that. So why don't I go ahead and move you here? Because if you are on opposite ends of a foe, you get a boost to the attack. So let's go ahead and, because it's called flanking, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and attack from this side, but luckily we didn't have to flank him. So I think you can only flank from her position. Alright. Not too bad, not too bad. Uvalthine Dragonspar is now a greenhorn warrior. Warriors like Uvalthine are built hardy, enduring with a natural aptitude for battle. They develop powerful techniques for close combat. So let's see, we can choose Battle Dance, which means melee attacks only cost Uvalthine 1 action. Okay, so when... I think that means that it wouldn't end my turn, which could be cool. Thundering Challenge once per combat is a swift action. Uvalthine frightens the enemy, forcing them to spend their next turn running away. Or we can use Broad Swipes, which is... his melee attacks will deal 1 damage to all other foes within range. Let's see here. While the Pitchfork would be conducive of Broad Swipes potentially, I think I'm going to go for Thundering Challenge. Just because when it comes down to the tactics of a game like this, you want to make sure that you have other means of getting out of sticky situations. So let's see. Fox Flight. Nox has +1 speed. Once per combat as a swift action, she can activate to dodge the next 2 attacks against her, which is really awesome. She'll be able to move farther, and also will be able to dodge attacks. We can use piercing shots, which I think goes through armor, which is useful. Or we can hobble the enemy. I think I might use her as sort of the glass cannon here while Uvathene distracts and frightens. So let's go ahead and use the piercing shot for her. So we've got a dodge sash here. Fern Shadow Sash. A sash of flowing gold-painted silk. I think we're probably going to give that to Nox. It sounds about right. Flaming gear is permanent. So what's cool is it adds the gear to the characters here. But as it says, you can't swap the gear once you give it. So you have to kind of decide as you're going along. But I think for a hunter, dodge is really good. We got it, right? It's dead. Can you check? The creature's death is quiet. It seems to slip from life in a few stunned, hazy blinks. They'll spend a piece of the day getting the flames under control. The damage isn't as bad as it could have been. Townsfolk emerge from hiding to fight fires and clear debris, some full of curiosity, others visibly haunted by what they've seen. We should go. Tonk is alone. Unless you think, I'm not sure who's safer suddenly. Tonk? They're at that ruined tower by now. Kind of an outsized hike given our late start. Maybe, but a later start won't help. Tonk will be waiting for us. What happened today could be happening everywhere, couldn't it? Something about that tower is just stuck in my mind. It's like when you get apple skin stuck in your teeth. I know the sensation you describe. Huh? Yeah. Anyway, I just think we've said we'd meet them. We should. The tower is in the hills. You've been there? Yeah, once. Usually looking at the tracks. They come and they go. That direction. Uvathene and Nox followed the pounded path of monstrous feet, hoping for the best and dreading every other possibility. Let's see here. So we can choose between Nox and Tonk if there's going to be any rivalry here. Let's see. So do we want rivalry or romance? Let them be alive and unhurt. Alright, I think I'm going to go for rivalry. Let's try this out. Just be breathing, okay? So we can all yell and go home. A wordless while passes between them, but the quiet only heightens their worry. I know you don't exactly get along with Tonk these days. Maybe not, no. You know what it is? It's like today. While we clean up what I'm going to assume was their mess, I bet that blunderhead's up there now, without a care in the world. Ooh. Alright, so we find ourselves at the map here, and we need to scout in order to figure out where the tower is, because the tower is on this tile here, and we can find Tonk that way. So by scouting, we are going to move these two in, and since Tonk is already there, I'm imagining that's just going to be part of how this all works out. So let's go for this. Alright. Gosh. Several days of travel to get there. The previous night, the tower where Tonk had arranged to meet Uvathene and Nox is a place they often used to escape to as a child. They know its rooms and its floors so well. They could survive being chased through them. And now I wait, I suppose. Dust gets deep as rain puddles in here. Alive is alive until that beast breaks through. Keep it up, beast! We'll see which one of us loses our heads first. The tower has outlived generations, maybe the boast of some long-dead despot whose name has sunk in the river. But as the old will tell you, precious things go overlooked in a ruin. What lodges amid the bones of failure is often the dream that drove it. That book. Why have I never... Easy there. I guess you're wondering why I'm talking to myself, hey beast? I'm also wondering. Tonk bends to pull it loose. The book's heavier than its slender spine suggests. Look at all this. It's full of strange stories, the folklore of folk long forgotten. The tyrant's medicine. Imparts no salient secret. It's only a fairy tale about a dying monarch. They swallow stars every month to calm their cancerous anger. Gift of the inscriptor? Proposes an unlikely legend that one spider-limbed person crafted all written language. They trapped ants between vellum and pressed them so long and relentlessly that they became letters. That sounds like the story of Anansi, the spider. I think I got that right. Anansi? Anant? Something like that. The Greenwoods dancer claims there once danced a person in so many spinning circles that they stopped moving and everything else began to turn instead. It's like it's unlocking something in Tonk. Tonk reaches the last word of the final tall tale. A few blank pages are left. This book. Something in Tonk feels like it's coming loose, but they can't tell exactly what. There's room in it for another story. It's cold. I'm stuck here. Yeah, fine. So this is the beginning. Here in our yondering country. Tonk writes. Words are ready. Omens have formed in the fabric of everything, and they're beginning to recognize them now. Some are just misgivings. They've crept through their body like the sourceless aches one wakes with. Others are more substantial. Now they seem lightning plain, a promise of thunder. For in the wild black woods, where birds once bellied, a hateful silence churns. Pain lights Tonk's head, subsides. I made it to morning. They lower their bleary eyes. Their story lies before them in luminous script. Empty pages have sprouted behind it. Why do I feel powerful? Let's see here. They have a spoon or they can have a branch. Spoon or staff? I'm gonna go with the staff. They slide a branch from the rubble. It's sturdy. It has a palm-loving twist. Well, beast, it's time. I'm getting out of here. Let's do this. Oh boy, the Rager. It charges without seeing, misshapen tusks swinging wildly. Okay. So let's go ahead and move forward here. Oh god. What are you? Okay, so we're going to have to use an interfusion to kill from a distance. We've got this, it looks like, you can barely see it here, there's this whole wall here that's providing full cover. But if we move over here, we might be able to light this candle and cast some fire through that wall. Let's see, does that actually... I can't actually click on that wall. That's okay. So let's go ahead and light the lamp. It's time to light the lamp. Alright, and interfuse with it. So lighting the lamp was a free action. We have one action left. We can actually steal the fire and throw it on this side. It's going to move through us. We're going to take some damage, but we're just going to go for that. I think that's okay. I think it's worth it. Oh, great. The fire burned out. What was the point of that, then? Light the lamp again. Let's go ahead and... Actually, let's move back, because I might be able to throw the fire this way and not hurt myself. So let's go ahead and interfuse with the fire here. Interfuse with the fire. There we go. Interfuse with the candle. I can throw the fire here. So this is another thing too. When I threw it here, it went out after a turn because there wasn't debris on the ground. So let's go and throw it where the debris is, and then that'll will stay. And I've kind of got myself connected to it because I can fire leash and now throw it at this rager. Nice. And there we go. Simple as that. Victory! Alright, Tonk, you're coming into your own. Tonk has grown stronger. As a mystic, Tonk has acquired the knack for interfusing their spirit with earthly things, drawing on these bonds to enact formidable magics. Tonk is now a greenhorn mystic. Now, this is another cool thing. I didn't really talk about it with the other two, but every time you grow as a character, you get to choose a new ability, and these are all procedurally generated every single time. So when I went through this the last time, I had completely different options for how to build out this character. So you kind of have to go roll with the punches as these random character aspects will pop up. So let's see, we've got Myth Weaver, which increases potency. Potency is what's going to make our spells more damaging, I believe. We're going to have 50% chance for a mystic reflects damage while interfused? Got it. So that means that if we're interfusing, then we'll be able to reflect damage. We can also have a lore dump, which actually might happen if we find books in the environment. And we can upgrade greater construct textiles. I'm not sure what that means, but we'll find out. Tonk's presence is charged against their foes, dealing 1 true damage to hostile creatures who enter adjacency with them for any reason. Oh, so if anything comes up to them, they get damage, which true damage would go through armor and warding. And then there's the Elementalist, which means that we'll gain the fires that we infuse do not burn out. We gain a new ability with wood that we've infused with, which is Splinter Salvo, and we can also create Infernal Rain. Oh gosh, okay, so I think it's really between Mythweaver and Elementalist for this one. Let's see, I think I'm going to go for Elementalist just because having all these extra abilities would be really cool, especially with the fact that fire, like I just had that fire and that wouldn't have burned out if I had this ability. So let's go and do that. Silverbark Brooch. Gem in an ornate setting, so we'll gain 5 block for giving it to Tonk. So I could also salvage these things, and they'll gain sort of raw materials if I want to craft later. But now she's got a little, they've got a little brooch on them there, and they've got nice clothing, the yellow and reds of what we've given them before. My bad. More monsters roam the ruined halls and rattle the rotting furniture. But Tonk moves quietly, sensing their way in the dark. Daylight lands on their wrist, cool wind soothes their tired eyes. It's still the same world. They close the tower door, gentle to make no noise. That was the Mystic's art that I did, right, Tower? Where'd I get it from? Could it just have happened? Is it just one of those things? Things a person's born with that might blossom in their life when they need them? Well, wherever it came from, no one will want to mess with me now. Tonk? Need to figure out what I can do with this power, how to use it well. Tonk, you bunkhead! Hey, Tonk. Something happen? Overtheen, yes. Sorry, Nock's voice just bounces off my ears sometimes. Uvalthine and I only barely made it. Yeah, see that smoke on the horizon? That's from the town. Yeah, that's Greenwist. It burned? Things are different than they were. Yeah, well, I don't know if you've ever seen something quite like this. A monster? Sure we have. We slay monsters. Okay, well, I do magic. That's amazing. Alright, so now we've got the lurking Gorgons here, and I think that's the ones that are in the tower here. So we've discovered a new site. It's under enemy control. Click on the banner to assault it. So, I'm not sure which we should tackle first. I think probably Elonia Stone is the tower, so let's go ahead and do that one first. And we'll take everybody, obviously. The more the merrier. Attack! We have a plan, right? What's the plan? I just want to know the plan first. A perfect understanding isn't likely to emerge. What these beasts are, where they come from, what drove them to attack the town of Greenwist. but letting them nest here feels like the wrong idea. That's not a confident face. Sure, well... Let's see here. Do we want courage or stoicism? I think we'll go with Nox's courage. Back at my house, it was pretty simple. Kill the beast before it kills you. Alright. All heroes plus 2 damage and potency. Excellent. So that means that they're going to be doing more damage either through the physical attacks or through the magical attacks. Yeah. Okay, so we got a raccoon, which looks just like the one I saw in my backyard not too long ago. Scrambling through the shadows, its bobbed appendages eagerly twitch. Ugh. Alright. So let's go and take this slow. I think we'll send Uvalthine first. So something you definitely want to make sure you're doing in these sort of games, especially when because we have 2 move options. You want to always take the first move option first so that you don't walk yourself into a trap. I think let's go ahead and just move you forward here. Okay, you haven't found anything yet. What if I move you here? We haven't discovered anything, and then we'll put Tonk here. Yeah, I think that'll work out nicely. There we go. Ugh. And there's the raccoon. Oh, it's created an alarm. That's probably not a good thing. Okay, Tonk, what can you do? So you can interfuse with items. You can interfuse with things even far away. That's interesting. So there's a bookshelf. We can make splinter salvo explode 2 or more interfused wood into a higher damage burst between the objects. Interesting. So would it trap? Would it hit him if I interfuse between those 2? Probably not. Let's go and try to interfuse here with the anvil. Let's see, warp metal into grasping appendages that pin a single enemy for 2 turns. Or we can use barrage. Tools are torn into deadly whirl, rendering targets in a nearby area with their tooly teeth. Actually, I'm not entirely ready to do infuse with Tonk yet because we can only see this one. So Nox can't even shoot from here. So I think we're going to Silk Step with Nox, which makes them hidden. But that'll end their turn. So actually, let's move first. Yeah. And so also, too, it'll show you if you have the ability to attack with that little dotted line there. So let's go ahead and move into the room with Nox. We've revealed this thing. And let's Silk Step, which makes them invisible to the enemy. I think we'll move closer to the raccoon. Hopefully it won't run into us. But we will find out. And then I think we'll move... Let's go ahead and move you here. Kind of plug up the doorway here. Thundering challenge. Once per combat, Uvalthine frightens the enemy, forcing them to spend their next turn running away. Let's see. That might set us up nicer. But I think I also would rather have Guardian, which is kind of like... Just like in XCOM, it's kind of like the Overwatch, but it's only for warriors. And so if this row comes charging up to him, he's going to be able to attack back. And then do I want to move you in here? I think let's go ahead and... Let's go and move you here. They're not going to be able to move through Uvalthine. At least I'm pretty sure that's the case. Tentacles. A stone disc launches... Oh, I can make a discus. So I think... It looks like I can attack from here. I just need to be able to see him, and I can. So let's go ahead and infuse with this bookshelf that is standing next to. And if we do Splinter Blast, it's going to burst out from the bookshelf. Does 3 damage, 2 shred. So if it had armor, it would shred the armor. And 2 pierce. Oh, maybe piercing is going through the ward. So when she uses her pierce attack, that'll be good against warded enemies. That's what I'm guessing anyway. I have to double check that. Alright, Splinter Blast it. Let's do this. Nice. Alright. Ooh. Okay, so he took cover. He managed to have some cover behind there. And, man, look at the attack damage that guy had. Alright, let's see here. Nox. Let's go ahead and shoot. So from this hiding position, she's 100% hidden, and so this should do more damage to this thing. There we go. Not a scratch on him. Victory. Excellent. Okay, so I could replace the farm bow or the skinning knife, because she has Nox has a secondary weapon. So if we were gonna have her sneak up behind somebody, we could do some extra sneak attack damage. I think we're gonna go with the farm bow because it's gonna do more damage and more stunt damage. Which, if we're doing a special stunt, which is all of those abilities we have, then it's going to do some extra damage, which is good. So let's do that. Ooh, and we can rename it. Let's call it Coonbane. No, that's silly. These things are called Gorgons, so let's call it Gorgonbane. That bodes well for the rest of our story here. The last misshapen creature folds its bones and dies. Blue fluids darken the dust. Why is it that color? It's not regular blood. It's not. And the thing just calmly shuts its eyes. Hey, look at us! Look at what we did. Yeah. Day drops, day rises. Dusk is sweet, the sunrise sweeter. It's not long before they've cleaned the old tower up a bit. At least there hasn't been a storm yet. I dread all the leaks we'll find. Are you thinking about what comes next? I am. And I don't just mean drinks either, I mean... Let's not wait to be overrun. We're a company of heroes now. We'll walk the land. We'll fight. People need us. We'll give ourselves a name, and make sure it's the one they'll sing. Sounds like you've thought about this. We get to name the company, so we can be called... Enemies of the Accursed Insignia. Insignia. Yes. I don't think I should click that one because I don't know how to pronounce that. The Bears of the Poppy or the Moth Adventurers. I think we're going to enter our own name. These are the... What are we going to call them? Let's see. They started as farmers. They fought just kind of out of the necessary need to fight. So let's go and call them the Underdogs. That bodes well. I love an underdog story. After that, the three of them are inseparable. Rumors are rampant. Heroes are needed. This world will be flooded in sorrows, but its defenders are joined by a fire that night. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's a fantastic start to this story. So when we pick up next time, we're going to be expanding our power, learning more about how we can defend against this oncoming onslaught, and just really, we're probably actually going to gain a new follower too. So again, if you have a suggestion of a name and a character type to put into this game, who do we need next? Do we need another warrior? Do we need another mystic? Do we need another hunter? What should they look like? Tall, short? What color are their hair? Is it long? Is it short? Are they a he, she, or them? And give me a name, and I will go ahead and put them into the game, and we can continue this story together. So, if you have not yet subscribed to my videos, why the heck not? Please subscribe so that you can find out about all the new content that's coming out, when the next games are being uploaded, when this next series is going to be uploaded, and you can continue the stories with me. But as always, folks, I will see you in the next game.